and welcome. It has been a while, that is for a couple of reasons. One, I went away on a very nice trip out. Nothing to do with Lego, just nice time with my family. Two, as you could probably tell by my voice, I don't feel very good right now. And three, I just don't know, YouTube wasn't fulfilling enough for me. So I kind of just took a break. And I came back and I came back from my trip and I decided, well, I enjoy doing YouTube. I just don't enjoy, like, having a strict schedule. So, it's half term for me now as well. So I decided, why not just record a bunch? I can have them premiered or whatever. And any time I want a video, I could just, bam. Or just do it whenever I feel like it. Like, I'm only doing this recording right now because I just finished this project. Sorry if my voice is really annoying again. So, we'll go through. This is my ideas for a 4-year wave of Ninjago sets. All kind of anniversary themed. This is the first bit. So, behind me here, I have all these trays. And to the side of me, I have a bunch of stuff as well. So let's get into this. First, for the pilots, there will be an $8.99 school truck. Actually, first we should start off by going red means January. Where is it? Green means March. And blue means it's a July release. So for January, we'll have an $8.99 school truck, which is basically this. With all these 3 figures. Now, it's not exactly this, because I built this using the skeleton poly bag from the pilots. But it is basically this, so it's good enough, right? It's a very nice truck. It's got a skull face. It's got kind of a propeller on the back to propel it. The skull can go on. And there's just Woo and Blacksmith Kai. Obviously, we'd want a more accurate Blacksmith Kai, but I can't do that. And then for season 1, we will have a little subway build, which is going to be just a little, like, maybe 8x8 at most, probably 6x6 plate, a little wall, and then you can have pink Zane and just a regular serpentine. Nothing much to that. It's as simple as it sounds. After all, it does say it is a poly bag. Then season 2, we have the dragons. This is an £80 set, and it will come with Lloyd, the Overlord, Dr. Julian, Master. Where am I looking? Master Wu, Misako, and 3 Stone Warriors. So I have some of those figures. I don't have everyone, but I have the Overlord, currently hatless Stone Warrior because the hat is stuck in the box. I have a really useful tip while I'm dealing with this problem. The boxes I'm using are actually the inside of the old advent calendars, and until they rip, they're actually really, really useful. But yeah, moving on, we also have Misako. Just regular Overlord. He doesn't have his helmet on or anything. And then we have Lloyd. And in terms of the actual build, this is one that I did build up. Here we have the Golden Dragon. I am very, very, very happy with this. Sorry if the camera seems a bit blurry as well. I don't really know how to fix that easily. I hope that helped. And then we have the one which I like it, but I'm not the proudest of. The Overlord Dragon. I think it looks too Crystal King-y to me personally, but, like, there's not really much I can do about that. With the parts that I have. But other than that, I did remove, as you can maybe tell, there were clips here. It had the trans pink shield piece over there. But I did remove that because I thought it was too crystally. And then the stickered piece that was the same size as this but connects with this, I swapped out. Fortunately, there's nothing much I could do about all the pink except remove it, which, I don't know, it kind of looked a bit weird when I tried that. As for the head, it looks a bit bulky, but obviously they probably do a molded head. I don't have the Overlord Dragon set from Legacy because I got the golden one, so I do not have the molded head that I do believe it came with. Moving on, we have the Golden Master Spider Mech for Season 3. This set will be £20 and includes Zane, the Golden Master, and Cryptor. Now I have Zane here. He probably won't look like this, but it's what I'll be displaying. And then the Golden Master, I'm really happy with this. He uses just a version of the Legacy Overlord, but then he uses the Crystal King legs, which I think work really, really well to make the Golden Master as faithful as I can. I don't have any build for that, but moving on to Chen's Jungle, a £30 set, including Kai, Jay, Chen, Sensei Garmadon, and Metal Carla. The build will feature a bit of jungle, a Kai Speedster, and a little J-Mech, which is basically this, but I don't have the J-Mech. And then in terms of Kai, Chen, and Sensei Garmadon, I have chosen not to put Anacondri Chen here, instead just opting for regular Chen. And then, I don't know, for this entire thing, I will probably just use the new hat. I just don't have that much of the new hat. So we also have Jay. Unfortunately, I still won't be able to get the blue half mask, even though the pictures of the new sets have been leaked. Jay is wearing a dark blue half mask, which pains me. Moving on to Season 5, we have a £40 preeminent set with Nia, Lloyd, Moro, and 3 ghosts. The only figure I have here is Moro. It obviously won't look like that, but I think the Imperium armor does a really good job for possessing Lloyd Moro. So, my personal opinion, but moving on to Season 6, we have the Jay and Nia dragon. We never really got this dragon, and it's a bit blurry, and my writing is terrible. But it is a £45 set with Jay, Nia, Nadakan, Flintlock, and the monkey. However, if we move over to Skybound, it's very lackluster. So, yeah. Moving on to Season 7. We'll go next in order, actually. Day of the Departed will have a museum scene for £25. There'll be a little corridor, and I'll have statues for Moro, Cryptor, and Chen. And at the end of the corridor, there'll be the picture of Yang. And then real figures will be Pythor, Yang, and Cole. So I do have some of these, actually. I have White Pythor, and Cole. Obviously, I'd prefer him to have trans orange arms, but that's a bit harder for me to do. Then on to Season 7, we have Iron Doom, which is a £70 set and includes a J bike as well. Includes Crux, Acronics, J, Kai, Wu, and 3 Vermilion. Now, I'm sure you've all seen Vermilion before, so they're just in that box. And then for Kai and J, as far as I remember, I didn't change much from their actual suits. Just gave Kai their Jitsu flyer face, because I thought it was better. And then I swapped Jay's arms out for regular ones. And then I have the bike, which I did upgrade a bit to give Jay more of a seat, and add this part I got it from Stormbringer. I added that to close off the wheel. There's Jane the bike. And then, don't laugh, please. Iron Doom. Okay, look, it's really bad. It's using pretty much the Crystal King arms with 2 swords. The head is the one part that I'm happy with. But all of this pork, I just didn't have the parts left for making this. I like this piece as a tail, but I don't like how it's incorporated. And I wanted to use these parts to make this horrible screeching noise. Yeah. Don't laugh, not my best work. Moving on and pretending that doesn't exist. Knocked over the bike. Moving out of the January sets for the time being, move on to Season 8. Now, Season 8 to 10 we'll do all together, because they are all $14.99 sets. Starting with Season 8, the SOG Chase, with a little Lloyd car, based off like the soapbox racer car size, and a Harumi bike, based off the Kai bike from this year. Then it will include Lloyd, Nia, Harumi, and Pixel. Onto season, we'll move on to Season 10 first, because I do have something for Season 9. No, we'll just do Season 9. Another $14.99, it's Stormbringer and Firstborn. It includes Jay, Zane, Faith, and Wu in his Dragon Master suit. In Season 10, it's the Monastery Forge, with Kai, Garmadon, Colt, and an Oni. Now moving on to what I actually have for these. Oh, that's very blood. Moving into the next tray. So we have Nia and Lloyd. I like them, they've got the gold arm. And then, different from that, and then they've got the legacy masks. Obviously, it'll be the whole line. All the torsos between these 3 waves would be the same. I do not have Harumi. Oh, but I do have Pixel. Nothing much changed from the actual version. We have Dragon Master Wu, which I really like. Kind of gives a legacy hue to it. And then we have Zane and Jay, who use the same torso, but they have silver arms this time to make it a little different. And the hoods are different. In reality, they'll probably be using the mech hoods, but they're not. And we also have Heavy Metal or Faith for lineup. And to go with this 4 lineup of minifigures, we have something else too. Ready? Drum roll, please. Don't look. That one is an actual poly bag. And then we have Stormbringer-ish. Okay, look. I wanted to keep Stormbringer alive. And I thought this was the best way of accomplishing said task. I just had an idea to make him a bit better. So let's just do that quickly. There we go. Firstborn, Stormbringer are basically the same. This one is based off another polybag dragon though, from Skybound, I believe it was. Moving on to the era where I have absolutely nothing for a while, other than minifigures, but even though I don't think I've got many. So, we'll just go for a thing and then look at the minifigures. Because once you've looked at the minifigures, I mean, it takes time for me to get them out, really. So, for Season 11, we have the Ice Emperor's Throne for £20, including the Ice Emperor, Akita, and Gataru. Truthfully, I've got nothing there. Season 12, we have Enter Prime Empire, which will include one of these arcade pods, and this car, which is, well, it won't have those wheels, it's based off a soapbox car. Take a better look at those a bit later. But figures-wise, you've got Racer 7, DigiZane, DigiJ, and DigiLloyd, and it is $14.99, so good lineup there. Season 13, we have a £60 set of Lily's Stone Mech, which is basically the Firestone Mech, but all stone because it's accurate to the show. Wu, Vanya, Gekko, and a Muntz are all included. And for season 14, we have One Road Jira, which is £50, including Jay, Nia, Ronan, and 2 of the Keepers and 2 Fugitives. Oh, all of these season 11 onwards sets are July. Season 13, we have Wojira and Warstring, which are similar to the Stormbringer we just looked at. A bit smaller though. And it is only an $8.99 set, but it includes NRG, Nia, and Kelmar. Quickly, we'll do movie, and then we'll look at the minifigures for that before going back over. Movie, we have Ninja Training for £20. We have Lloyd, Wu, Kai, and Jay. The only figure we can look at is Kai, and they'll all just be in their Wu Crew suits. Probably. But season 11, as I said, I have nothing. Season 12, we have this Racer 7, who is just using Lloyd, and this car is actually designed for Lloyd, but it's basically the same. Any arcade pod can be used here. I just chose to put Lloyd's in, but really I would probably have a Zane one. Figure-wise, it was Digi J, and then Digi Zane, who uses gold, and Digi Lloyd, who also uses gold. I have Digi Kai here as well, and he uses white with J, but I kind of thought it would be a nice mix. No whack rats or anything. Season 13, I have Cole. Not the best version of the figure, but best I can do. And then, even worse, here, we have Vangelis. Disappointment. I'm not even going to bother showing you him closer. But moving on to season 14, or the island, I have Nia here. I really like this version. Obviously, I prefer the hair, but I only have that in one place, and it's Tournament Temple City. But very nice. I like the blue and the dark red. Also for the island, we have Ronan, who just looks very nice. I want to show off my Seabound suits, because I like them, and I haven't actually included them anywhere else on this 4 years. But it probably is a mech suit helmet. But I really like her, it's just, you don't need all the parts. Moving on, we have the Destiny's Bounty, which is a £300 set, including Lloyd, Kai, Jade, Nia, Cole, Zane, Wu, Dr. Julian, Falcon, Ed and Edna, Garmadon Misako, Captain Soto, Scales, a Fangpie, a Venomari, and a Constricti. Mostly based off season 1 and 2 there. We'll skip that one. But for season 16, we also have a polybag of a subway, can connect to the season 1 one, and it will have Lloyd dressed as a mechanic. Obviously, he has a mustache, I just didn't give him that yet. I also include the mechanic, who I have here as well. For the gimmick sets, because they are easiest to go over next, they will all be based off these Air Jitsu flyers, because you can attach dragon wings to them as well, which looks cool. They will be $8.99 each, all have golden figures, and for the ninja it will be their hair and half mask, finally the gold half mask, and all their hair in gold. Win-win, right? So for the first wave we have Jay, Cole, Kai, and Zane. All very, very nice inclusions there. And, yeah, there's not much to say there. Other than, these spinners will have this area taken out and replaced with a Technic pin. Now, I'll be back in a second. My sheet just fell over, and it's going to be a minute to figure out how to do this next part. Set here is the Ninja Combo Mag. For £120, includes Jay's Bike, Zane's Jet, Kai's Car, Cole's Car, and a Neo Mag. Minifigure wise, we have Kai, Cole, Jane, Zane, with 5 Crystal Warrior, Crystal King, and Crystal Spider. You can probably pick most of those out of that pile of crystallized minifigures, but to be honest, I can't be bothered. I brought Lloyd over, and he's not even here. And this is the Met itself. Now, I spent a lot of time on this, and I actually built it like a year or two ago, but I then destroyed it and had to try my best to rebuild it. It actually turned out better this time, because before Nia combined with Ryu to build a mech. So, let me take this apart, go through taking it apart, and we'll see how it all looks at the end. I'm just gonna see if I could try and find the best way to hold my... There we go. We will start with the mech by taking off the arm. And then you turn the hand, take off this back section, take off this bit, and then you're left with this. And you can turn this all the way around. It's very hard to do this on camera. Touch that back on. There is a 4x6 plate, and attach it directly center. And there you have it. Zane's jet. Take a look at that a bit later. Next, you detach the arm. Very, very simple task. You once again rotate the hand, but this time you have to take off one of the wheels, and this Technic pin needs to be moved over by one and placed in the hole before taking the bottom off and switching a bit around so the kind of tail sticks out the end. There we have it, the entire bike. It's probably one of my favourite bits. One of my least favourite bits is the part which just jumped off. Kai's. We will detach both the legs next. And typically, Cole stole the Technic pins. It's very hard when to pull the pins out when holding up the body of the mech. Right, Cole, you're getting demoted. We'll do Kai next. Don't fall over. So Kai and Cole are a bit harder. You have to take these parts off, switch them to the other side of the foot, take these connecting parts on, and then kind of just make it look like this. I don't know how well that came through, but yeah, that's as good as I can get it to come through, so. And then it basically, you get the car looking a bit like this, and you can attach this big front cockpit on. And then you take off this wheel, once again move the Technic pin to the center, and place it in. And then you have a nice car. Moving on to Cole's. You have to take this part off, take the entire set of wheels off, and place them there. And then you get this part here, and you put it at the top, like so. Bring camera back down a bit. You do the same thing as you did with Kai's, and you take off these parts, and you turn them around a bit. And it's a pretty nice car when it's finished. Just the pain to build up. And then you're left with the Samurai X torso, and you might have noticed all of the parts to build the mech are just attached on the back. You slide out those, you deattach the arms, and you take off the legs. As I said, this part I didn't have last time, so it's a little bit harder. So I believe what you do is you take off this bit, and you, because you need to attach this on here. So once you've done that, you put that back on, and you put the cover on. And then we'll do the same for the other leg. Alright, so there we have it. Both the legs are on. And for your information, the mech does stand up. So, win-win. Hurrah. Next step is figuring out which arm is which. Now the arm is technically attached illegally, and you will be able to see that by how very, very, very flimsy it is. I have just broken the arm, and I do not know entirely how to fix it. Great job, there we go. That definitely does go on there. I don't know, I feel like I need to have this plate raised. I will do that later, after I finish this recording. But just keep in mind that I built this just before I went away, and then I pretty much just got back, so I haven't really had time to play test it or anything. Also, this wasn't part of my combo mech the last time I built it. Last time I built it, it was for Dragon's Rising. And for anyone who is watching this at all, or wondering, Dragon's Rising does come eventually. However, because at this point, this would be 2028 that these sets released, and Dragon's Rising would finish in 2027, I thought it wouldn't be the best idea. So as I explained, the feet, it's stable, the arms, and then it holds the swords just really weak. Stable enough so I can move it there and it won't fall over. Moving on, we have Kai's car, which it has the little flyer, but this part is roughly taken exactly from the mech. And then the feet, it has these little jet blasters at the back, which I really, really like. Cole's car has the same blasters, and then it's got guns on top of the car. With bigger wheels than Kai's. Kind of seems weird because Kai had the bigger car. Oh well. And this bit pretty much also take it directly from the Cole car attached to the front. Zane's jet lost the folding wings, but it has this moving tail bit, and it doesn't have the flimsiness of the inside of the cockpit. And then Jay's bike is very cool. I love how it stands. I love having the tail. And now for the final part of Wave 1, Year 1, we will look at the prices. So January has 13 sets for a total of £359.87. March has 4 sets for a total of £64.96. And I would also have a CMF for 16 figures, which to get all of them would be 55.84, so that brings March to a total of 120.80. And then July would be 9 sets with 278.93 for the main wave, and then 299.99 for the bounty, bringing us to a total of 528.92. I don't know what that is for all, but that is roughly what the Season 3 wave of Dragons Rising was. That is it for this part of the video. I will do 4 videos of each part. Keep in mind, this is part 1. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all next time. I have a lot of mess to clean up, and 3 more videos to record, which are also about 40 minutes. Bye. So, I know it's my whole bye and see you all next time thing, but I can't help myself, okay? So, we're going to be going over every single thing that I've done for this video. It's going to be like an hour and a half. So, moving on to the next year, same colour scheme again. But we have more, basically every set is £50, and they're like all display sets, 18 by 18 bases, which will all have like, so basically they'll look like that, because there'll be the curved 6 by 6 plates on the side, and then at all 4 sides, there'll be like a little arch where you can have Technic pins so they can all attach together. But for the pilots, we have a little build of the 4 weapons blacksmith. It's the exterior and the water tap, and it'll come with Kai, Wu, Samakai, Skulkin, and Nia. All of this is interconnectable, so you could also put the school truck on the build. Season 1, we have the NRG display, and I do not believe I've shown off my NRG suit, so I'm gonna go find those real quick. Yeah, my backboard did just fall over. Forgive me, I have just got back pretty much still. But, I have all but one of the figures, I believe. Right, so, for the NRG display, it's for NRG J, Kai, Lloyd, Nia, NRG J, Cole, Kai, and Zane. And then it comes with Kid, Lloyd, and Nia as Samurai, not as Samurais. And in each corner, it will be a frozen tree, then the roller coaster attached, followed by a bit of the volcano, the lava lake, and then the blacksmith. Kind of like on the side of, so like there's the volcano, and the volcano kind of turns like that, and the blacksmith's kind of there. Kid Lloyd, I don't have him, so it's just gummed on torso. The NRG Ninja, I'm really happy with how these turned out. It's just the legacy legs minus the middle section, regular arms, and then all the rest is from the Dragon Form Ninja. Really like Zane's, Kai's, and Cole's, and Jay's, and I really like all of them, to be honest. I'm very happy with how they turned out. And I'm very happy with pretty much how everything turned out. This is a project that I really wanted to do. I just wish I had the parts. Like, if this video ever somehow reaches, like, over 1 million, I will do a part 2. Where I get all the parts. Well, as many of the parts as I can. Like, some sets won't be built, but I can try. Moving on to Season 2. We have the Temple of Light, including Jay, Cole, Kai, Zane, and Lloyd. And it'll be like an interior build of the temple. So it'll be like, you'll have the walls, and then you'll have like an overarching dome. And each of the columns with Lloyd's in the middle. Sorry if my hand is terrible visual aid. Moving on to season 3, we have the stone temple. I don't know what it's called, okay? It's a temple where they get the stone armor from. So I don't know if this was actual figure, but I've included stone armor Zane. So, yeah. And then Cyrus Borg, the Golden Master, Pixel, and our favourite Min droid. I don't have any of those. I didn't show off last time. Oh, I do. I've got Cyrus Borg. There he is. His little wheelchair. Sweet. Oh, he doesn't want to go. Move on to season 4. Yeah. We have the tournament. I'm not reading out the price because it is a waste of my voice. But we have Chen, Kai, Ash, Gravis, and Griffin Turner. And there will be a mix of fights. So there will be like a cliff face built up in the back and around the side with the lava bridge in the middle. And then on top of the cliff face there'll be like the trees and then Chen's chair like over there. Season 5 we have the Temple of Jitsu with Cole, Kai, Jay, Zane, and Yang. It's a small version of the DTC, but without the side buildings, pretty much. Season 6, we have Dinner with Nadakan. I don't know, I really got stuck here. But Nia, Jay, Old Lloyd, Nadakan, and Clancy. It's basically just a room and then the dining table. It'll have Nia in the Delara dress, whatever it is. And I'll have a wardrobe for Jay to hide in. I didn't write anything for this next one. But we have season 7, which is now in March because these sets are expensive. So this is the year where no little kiddies, unfortunately. The little kiddies will have that, yeah. Season 7 we have the Dragon Forge with Ray, Maya, Kai, Nia, and once again Metal Karloff, because I kind of want to use the figures over the 4 years multiple times. Yeah. And it's basically just what it says, a Dragon Forge. Day of the Departed will have the Royal Blacksmith scene with Cole, Dareth, Lou, Cole's dad, Kozu, and a Stone Warrior. I believe it was Kozu. Kozu, yeah. I forgot to be showing off characters. Season 5. Ooh, Cole and Kai. I do have season 5 Cole and Kai. Season 4, you've already seen Kai and Chen. I know, they're really bad. I don't have the deep stone suits, so I made do with what I had and it's terrible. Let's never look at those again. And as for the season 6, I've got nothing, and neither do I for season 7. Moving on to season 8, we have the Temple of Resurrection. I don't know what you just saw, but we have Temple of Resurrection, including Gavadon, Harumi, Misako, Lloyd, and an SOG member. No, that's not an SOG member. SOG member. Woo. Or instead of the SOG member, we could choose Mystery. Season 9, we have the Dragon Pit. And it will come with Wu, Kai, Cole, Iron Baron, and Shutoy. And it is going to include a dragon slab or whatever it was called. That's just on the same scale as the Thunderfang and Firstborn. Thunderfang Stormbringer. A few seasons ahead. See, that gave me a really good idea. Nope, getting distracted. Season 10. Monastery Gates. Basically be the front of the monastery. And it will have a big courtyard area, top of the hill out front. It includes Cole, Garmadon, Wu, Lloyd, and Nia. Once again, nothing new I'm going to show. Although I don't believe I actually showed anything. So this is basically the Oni. He just doesn't have the ears. And then the only problem is, I don't have core Cole. So that's Kai. And then, yeah, that's Cole. Moving on to season 11, we have my favourite ninja versus chicken. Wu, Lloyd, Cole, Jay, and Nia. Oh, this one includes 7 minifigures, and a chicken. It's a monastery courtyard, and it's got piles of leaves around, and it's a chicken. What more do you need than a chicken? Moving on to season 12, we have the Temple of Madness with Lloyd, Nia, Jay, Harumi, and Unagami. And then, season 13, Cole vs. the Skull Sorcerer. I have Cole, and Jealous, Gekko, and the Reawakened Skeleton. I just call them Black Skeleton. It's basically the bridge battle scene. Can't read my writing. I thought I said 19. And it's like, I'm on Dragon's Rising season 3 already. Now we have the Keeper's Village, and followed by with the figures of Jay, Nia, 2 Keepers, and Clutch Power. For season 15, we have the Temple of the Endless Sea with Nia, Balthamar, Kalmar, Maya, and Moray Guard, and there'll be space for the Wojira from before. The movie, we have Master Force with Wu, Garmadon, Cole, Zane, and Nia. Moving now to season 16, we have Ninjago Under Siege, and this is £200 and 54 by 18 base plate. It's basically 3 of the regular ones. I'll have Dragonborn, and then figure-wise we have Sally, Dareth, Skylar, Nelson, Wu, Garmadon, Lloyd, Nia, Kai, Jay, Cole, Zane, Crystal Warrior, Crystal King, Harumi, Vinny, and Gale Gossip. And then we have 3 Crystal Warriors, well, crystallized people, and 2 of the new ninja. And it will consist of 2 buildings, a news truck, the news tower, Garmadon's apartment, the newspaper room. There'll be space for the Dragonfall Ninja on the roof. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But it will also have space for this polybag of Dareth's billboard, you know, from when he was a lawyer. It'll include Zane and Mr. F. Surely Zane should be crossed off, but oh well. And then, oh, there's another polybag here for season 5, which is the Micro Jitsu Temple, along the same size as the Micro Ninjago City sets. I did just drop my phone again. Gimmicks. Ooh. We do not want to focus on anything. Let's just try and wipe down the camera a bit. Come on. Do we want to focus on like anything? Oh, it just really doesn't. Alright, let's get focusing to work quickly. There we go, a bit better. Not in the slightest bit better. I mean, that doesn't help either. We'll zoom out. So whatever I've done, I'm just gonna roll with it. For the gimmicks, still based on Jitsu, still the Dragon Wings for accessories, but we have Wu, Garmadon, Lloyd, and Nia for this wave. And then capping it off, we have the January wave, has 12 sets for a total of £390 and 89 pence. March wave has 3 sets for a total of £149.97, and the July wave has 10 sets for a total of £604.90. So I have got this next page. I just don't know all the minifigures. Because it's... I'll come back when I have minifigures. I came back now because, I just want to go over a few other minifigures that may not come up for other reasons. But the first one that we haven't really covered yet is Dareth. He just has the stone armor helmet. Then moving along, we've just got regular tournament ninja. But then we do have Zane here, who's not the best. Just some Venomarian. Been over that. And then season 6. This will be like the season 6. I think the bear arts give a nice look. Regular Sky Pirate. And then moving along to the Forbidden Spinjitzu Ninja. They're just like the gimmick form, but with the just darker version of their regular colour arms. And also Big Galgos, Vinny, and Clutch Powers. And then I also put a Sphera in. I don't have the tail piece, but I would much prefer to use that. Then these are all just the Avatar Ninja. And here's a better look at I did use and he has a knockoff. I've just swapped some parts around and then given him the cooler weapon. We have a Whack Rat in there. And once again, another look at Jay and Lloyd. I really like it. They have the Jay has the silver arms, Lloyd has the gold arms as well. Misdemeanor. And as for crystallized, we have, like, I've covered these figures and I didn't show. But we have Apartment Garmadon, Oni Garmadon, Oni Lloyd. Gonna look at Apartment. And then in terms of the dragon form, they are just the crystallized suits with transparent parts. And we have a bunch of crystallized people as well. And Skylar, Lil Nelson, Harumi, Lloyd. So I now have to go fill in all the minifigures for the next part. But yep, that is like pretty much all the minifigures. Oh, it's the next day for me. And I did all the minifigures. This is for my big Ninjago city plan. It'll be a free base plate spread, and it's an entire year's worth of stuff. And it's kind of zigzags, so the first... Well, we'll go through this, but then we'll say Pilots is for July and it's Ninjago City Blacksmith. £20, including Kai and Samukai. Then Season 1 it is January, £20, Ninjago City Station, including Pink Zane and Scales. Season 2, January, Ninjago City Dojo, £20, including Dareth and a student. If it has that asterisk, it means it's just a random civilian. Moving on to Season 3, we have Ninjago City Tower with Cyrus Boyle, Pixel, Anoni, and Indrid, and 2 workers. Though that should have that. That is for July, and so is Season 4, which is Ninjago City Battle Room, for £30, including Skylar, Neuro, and an older student. Season 5, also in July. Ninjago City T-Shop, £30, with Wu, Jay, and Misako. Season 6 is in January, with Ninjago City Vault for £20, with a white Ninjroid, 2 of them actually. Season 7 is in March, and it is also combined with Day of the Departed. It includes Ninjago City, it is Ninjago City Museum for £40 and includes Dr. Saunders, 2 civilians, and a Chronix. It'll have statues of probably Moro in as well. Season 8, 9, and 10 are all July, and it's Ninjago City Palace for £30, including the Emperor, Empress, and Casual Harumi. Ninjago City Stables also for £30, including Faith, a Dragon Hunter, and Chew Toy. Then Season 10 is Ninjago City Forge for £20, including Gabadon and the Mailman. Season 11, Ninjago City on Ice, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and the movie are all January. Ninjago City on Ice retails for £20 and includes Villager and Kataru. Season 12, Ninjago City Garage, £20, including Scott and Racer 7. Season 13, Ninjago City Dungeons, £20, including a Reawaken and Cole. And then 14 and 15 combined into Ninjago City Island, including Nia and a keeper. The movie is Ninjago City Boatyard, with a boat manager and the Elemental Master of Surprise, like the pink one, I believe it was, from the movie. That is also £20. Season 16 is a March release, and it is Ninjago City Prison for £50. It includes Fujidove, 2 inmates, Soto, and Lloyd. Then there'll be 2 polypacks, both £5, one in January, one in July. And one will include a Moray guard, and one will include Scales' wife. Kind of Dragon's Rising Easter eggs. But they are just Ninjago City stalls. And then we have Ninjago City Base. This is £100, the entire free base plate that it will sit on, including 5 civilians, Skylar, Akita, Lil Nelson, Antonia, and Shade. I believe it's Shade, not Shadow the Elemental Master of Shade, or is it Shade the Elemental Master of Shadow? Either way, Ninjago City that's January. Ninjago City Walkway is a March set. It is £50, includes Lou, Dr. Julian, Mistake, and 2 civilians. We'll leave the gimmick sets for a minute. And this is what it will all look like. So you can see all of the base £20 sets are just kind of the bottom layout. The island and the build will be based like so. So take this as our full base plate. So split it. Obviously that's not how it looks, but we'll take the full spread as our full base plate. Split. So around the edge, there'll be a building there, and then there'll be nothing in the corners. The corners will be kind of like the water area back there in Ninjago City, or back there in builds like Ninjago City Workshops. And then all along the back, I'll be the 1, 2, 3, 4 buildings. So there'll be 1 on that base plate, there'll be 2 buildings per base plate, and then all of this front area will be water, except for this section here, which is where you can slot the island onto. So it's basically like you've got this whole big circle of buildings, and then a nice space for play and display. The prison is like, it'll look kind of like that, but then kind of cut across. So it'll cut across there a diagonal, and then go like that. And then the dojo will just sit on top of the vault, kind of acting as a pillar beam. And then the museum is basically the same as the one from Ninjago City Gardens. And it will kind of just cut diagonally. Well, like go like that, then like that, then like that. The walkway will just follow the general layout, going, and then, well, kind of base, and then all base, and then just complete rectangle. The blacksmith and forge will go there, and then there. And then the staples will kind of be at a curve and between them. The battle room and palace are just, they will literally just sit straight with the palace on top, and it's kind of like supported by a little ladder. I'm not sure which set that would come in, but yeah, I haven't decided that. And then the tower will just sit flush, and then the tea shop will sit at an angle. Moving on to the gimmicks. Ooh, where are we there? Once again, based off our Jitsu, Dragon Wing accessories, all golden figures, and this time it'll be for Moro, the Overlord, Pixel, and Misako, because they're all characters you can use Spinjitzu. The only ones I think I really missed off are Yang and Asphera, because they're not really that important, and I don't want to give Asphera legs, it'll just look weird. But then there'll be a golden figure display, including the first Spinjitzu master and a spinner, and that will retail for $39. Why? Because it'll be 30 plus the spinner. And that'll basically look like that. And you have, this is a terrible version, by the way, but if I just zoom in on this part, basically, where each alternating top, that is a minifigure. And then there'll kind of be a pillar that sticks up, because it kind of goes back, and then, so it's there, and then it's higher, and then it's higher. So you have the minifigures on the base, and then more minifigures, and more minifigures. And that is kind of like a brick and a plate high, with a sticker which says 20 years. And then you could put Ryu there, because there will be the golden Ryu. Now I have a banner which says Ninjago. But, oops. January will be £340 with 10 sets. March will be £140 with 3 sets. July will be £225 with 11 sets. However, you will also be able to purchase the micro sets, which will be £15 per the 8x8 plate. So altogether that will be £150, for a total of £475. And then in September there will be an advent calendar. Moving on to the final year of the year, which is actually the anniversary. I will go through all of these. I do have them all built up, but let's just go through everything first before I have to get them off my shelf. So Pilots to 7 tribute will be £40, and all of these tribute sets are January. That includes Zane, Cole, and Kai, 18 nano figures, and 4 cards. Basically, there are 200 trading cards in the original set, and I've narrowed that. I haven't actually, but there will be 50 different ones, but overall you can collect 150 if you get all of these sets. And then 8 to 10 tribute includes Lloyd, 6 nano figures, and 1 card. It's basically 1 card per £10. So like every set here is even. Nearly. Round up. Okay, we're rounding up here. But we have the 11 to 16 tribute with Jay and Nia, 3 cards and 12 nano figures for £25. And we have 2 polybags, which is unusual, but I didn't really know any other way to do it. Maybe have one as gift of purchase. It'll be the Ninjago movie tribute and the Ninjago core tribute, coming with Garmadon and Wu respectively, both £5, both having 1 nano figure and 1 card. Now, I do not know what nano figures these will be, but most likely for the pilot to 7, it will be the ninja and the main villain. For the 8 to 10, it will be the main villain and Lloyd, Wu, and Garmadon, respectively. Core, I have no idea. Movie, it will probably be Garmadon. Or movie, I actually don't really have any idea either, to be honest. Because I don't want to repeat. But 11 to 16, it'll just be like supporting cast and main villain. And then we have the Ninjago logo, based off the Star Wars, Marvel, and now Batman logo. It will be £60, have 6 cards, include Jay, Nia, Zane, Cole, Kai, and Lloyd. Then we have the £300 Monastery set, including 30 cards, and with a very large cast of Jay, Zane, Cole, Nia, Lloyd, Kai, Ryu, Wu, Garmadon, Oni, Frohickey, Lightning Chicken, Aaron, Sora, Wildfire, Frack, Falcon, Asphera, Pixel, Mini-Pix, Mailman, Commissioner, Ray, Maya, Barry, Jenny, Harumi, Geo, Bonzel, Crux, and Acronix. I believe there is like 30 minifigures there. It is a lot, and it will be a very cool set. I do not have drawings or anything of it though. Moving on to the Dragon's Rising tribute. It will be £70, but it won't be laid out the same. The Dragon's Rising tribute will be laid out as so, with the 5 main seasons in the back, and then these parts for any shorts that may release. It will include Aaron, Sora, Frack, Wildfire, and Ryu, 20 nanofigs, and 7 cards. 20 is just a rough estimate, but it'll be like 2 for each of the main seasons, and then 1 for each of the shorts. So I'm kind of 1 for each of the shorts, 2 for each of the shorts. Yeah, I was kind of guessing there'll be 5 shorts. It might not be, it might be less nanofigures, but I don't know. Then we have Ninjago City Rising, which is my Ninjago City builder, which I have up on this channel already. It will include 20 minifigures featuring Lloyd, Kai, Nia, Jay, Cole, Zane, Wildfire, Aaron, Sora, Ryu, Empress Beatrix, Lord Razu, Fraser, Frohickey, Geo, Bonzel, Temple Spirit, Rapton, and both of the Gold Imperium guards, and have 25 cards and retail for $250. Then we have the Micro Temple City to get the Micro Temple of Jitsu and the other 8x8 base Ninjago cities. It will be a £5 in a polybag and have 1 card. Then we have... oh, sorry, I forgot to mention. All the tributes, the logo, and the monastery are January. Ninjago City Rising is July, along with the Micro Temple. But then we have Ninjago City map and merge map, both £150 and both releasing in March. One will have Lloyd, Kai, Nia, J, Cole, and Zane, and have 15 cards. The other will have Aaron, Sora, Wildfire, Ryu, Frag, and have 15 cards. I would add another figure to that, probably Euphrasia, but it's not actually confirmed yet, so yeah. And then gimmicks. Can't really do much here. But we have Sora and Ryu in one, and we have 2 blank spaces for anyone else who decides they want to do Spinjitzu, probably Frack and Wildfire. 1 card per spinner. We have the Raz and Aaron Spinjitzu Battleground. And these spinners will be able to attach by Technic. So these are basically just regular spinners. And then with this. And what this is, those are clips which will be able to attach to the back of the base. And then it'll look like this. And these spinners are interchangeable because, as I've said before, they attach with Technic. I have written out nothing for these, other than the fact, if you remember from my Ninjago through the sizes, I have all the micro dragons. I want them all to come with those. So this one will probably be like Imperium Under Attack. This one, Training with Ron, Training with the Master Dragons, and then that one, Thunderfang vs. the Arc Dragon, and no idea. And this one will be 70 and be different, so it will have, like, Guardian Dragon and a bunch of other dragons, I don't know. But these are all releasing in July, and for the Dragons Rising Season 1 to 5 will be 50. I'm pretty sure it said somewhere that Ninjago ends at Season 5, so... And then Shorts Display will be 70, and all the 50 ones contain 5 cards, and the Shorts one contains 7. That about wraps it up. So you have January with 572 pounds, 8 sets and 59 cards. March with 300 pounds, 2 sets and 30 cards. July with 590 pounds, 9 sets and 58 cards. September with an advent calendar containing 3 cards. Overall, you'll be able to collect 150 cards, 50 of those being unique. And the gift with purchase, probably for the monastery. Well, no, it can't be for the monastery. It would be for Micro City. It'll be for Ninjago City Rising. Is the micro version, which I have shown on my Ninjago through the sizes and on my look at my Ninjago City Rising set. Or after the, 2-week period, it will be available to purchase standalone for £15. So, let's have a look at the tribute sets that I previously mentioned. So, starting off with tribute set number 1, we have the minifigures. These are basically a mix of the Legacy and Core figures with golden arms from their crystallized suits. I don't have Core Cole. He's missing the hat, missing an arm, and missing legs. That should be fixed at Christmas time, which is in 2 months now, so... But then looking at the actual set, you can see here we have all of these jumpers exposed, which are all for attaching the nano figures. For the pilots, we have a little bit of the 4 blacksmiths. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I don't like the next one, but Season 1 we have Ouroboros. Not my best work. Season 2 we have the Temple of Light. I do kind of like this one. And you can probably tell it's kind of a trend, well, other than Season 1. But they are very similar to my display sets. Yeah. And then we have Borg Tower, which I really like how this turned out. It's probably an illegal technique, but... Oh. I attached these cheese slopes upside down using Technic pins. And as you can tell, they're not very secure. The entire tower isn't very secure. But it looks good, so it's good enough. I really don't know what to do here, but this is basically Chen's Island. There's a door, there's a building, there's a forest out the back. And then we have 3 very similar builds, because they are the same thing. We have the Temple of Ejitsu with the bridge out the front. And then we have the Temple of Ejitsu, but floating in Ninjago. Then I don't even know how it's still floating, but we have the Day of the Departed Temple of Ejitsu. Now floating with the little fire at the front for where they're telling the ghost stories. Now is my least favourite, because I tried to build Iron Doom here, and it miserably failed. I would love Iron Doom included here. But this is the Dragon Forge. Just put Iron Doom where the snake is. Picture it. So we'll move this to the back, move these figures along with it, and move on to our next build. Next up we have Lloyd, who is the same again, but yeah, nothing much to say there. They will have their golden weapons, or their best weapons. Honestly, I think Kai might be my favourite suit. But Lloyd is like up there, and then so is Jay and Nia. Scrap what I just said about the rankings. Wu is my favourite, then followed by Jay and Nia, then Kai, Lloyd and Cameron, then Zane and Cole at the end. But next up we have the Oni Temple with a really bad sticker and really bad build overall. Like I could probably do a better job. But once again we have all the exposed studs. I ran out of the 1x4 plates with studs that look like that. Next we have the Dragon Pit. A little dragon representing, I don't know, Firstborn. But I really like this one. And finally, we have the Monastery, which I also really like, and it's probably like my favourite micro build. At least one of. Next up, we have the movie with Garmadon, who I really, really like. And we just have the volcano, which has a ton of fire pouring out of it. Nothing much to say there. I'll just move that to the side before moving on to our next one, which will be the 11 to 16 tribute. I never gave Nia her weapon back. There we go. So we have Jay here, who is really nice. I love the yellow on Jay. And then Nia, she is kind of a mess with colours, but I think it works really, really well. Like, everything ties together. Like, it's all blue, pretty much. It's all tied together with blue. Azure. But then we have the Ice Palace, which I do really like. It just uses broken hinges. Next up is the Temple of Madness. Not my favourite. I would love to have something out the front, but I just didn't know what to put. Maybe like some nice rainbow colours to represent the Speedway. Then we do have one that I really like. The School Sorcerer's Dungeon. I know it kind of looks like a face. I tried to make the eyes, ears, mouth. But I do really like this one. I like all the lava. Followed by not one that I like because I stole most of it from the Ninjago City Gardens Museum. It has the 2 camerons and the Keeper's Village. But yeah, they're all stolen. Temple of the Endless Sea. I do really like this one. I would love to have like little dots in there to symbolize what Jira or the mechs that Nia Maya use. Then we have the Crystal Temple, which I do like, except this tower. And its striking resemblance to this one, which I know they're the same thing, but because that one's bad, that one also kind of doesn't come out the best. We're looking at the core build first, however, because I want to save my favourite minifigure till last. It is just the core temple. And if you've noticed with the movie one as well, you have the ingot pieces around the outside. That's because they're kind of more special ones. And they only have one nano figure. But then we have my favourite figure that I designed, it with being Master Wu. I love this figure. The gold, the tan arm. I'd have the tan sword, but I'm also hopefully getting that for Christmas. It's the one sword that I'm missing. It's really annoying me. But I'll get it eventually. And yeah, he uses, I don't know if this is crystallized or legacy, but he uses that headpiece. And it's just a fantastic figure in my opinion. And then, I don't know, I might, like, all of these figures are the ones which come on, like, the logo and stuff. And pretty much all of these sets, at least for the last wave. So they don't really need this, but I currently have them displayed in this case because I think it just looks really nice. And I'm going to keep talking while I try and get all these figures in to distract you. So overall, what I want to hear your guys' opinion. What was your favourite set, least favourite? What do you think it would actually do? Look, I will, in a future video, link my LEGO Ideas account in the description. Obviously, it probably won't be till after Christmas now, because I don't have core coal, and that also does break another minifigure. The season whatever call 9, 8, 10. So yeah, they look really nice in there. And then if we black out the screen for a second, this is how I have most of it displayed. You can see there the season 10 sets, the dragons, Iron Doom, and yeah, there's the broken column. But I'm just going to end it here, everyone. Thank you so much for watching this video. It's been so long, but yeah, after Christmas, please consider checking out LEGO Ideas, where I will hopefully have a few of the models you have seen on there. that's it for me today. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.